Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal's space program, where last episode we arrived here with the Harmony module. Unfortunately, we've got some work to do here. Specifically, the Harmony module goes here. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to need to grab this, I think, with the Canadarm is I think going to be our best bet here. So what I want to do is I want to rotate this from being 2 degrees to being 180 degrees. So we're just going to turn the Canadarm around here so it's in less of a stowed position. And we're just going to have to grab this after it gets docked, right? So that pretty much means we're in a decent angling for that right now, actually. And actually we want this to be at, I think, 90 degrees. So let's bring this back to be at about... the target angle should be 90 degrees, not negative 90. Okay. So right about here. Phenomenal. Next, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to grab this hinge and set this to be, I believe, negative 90 as well. So just move this over to here, right? Then we rotate this guy over to be 180. Doesn't matter which one. So we'll have it be something like this. We'll arm our grabbing unit, and we just need like a temporary storage location for this for now. That is the current goal, is to just get this thing out of the way. So we're going to get this flipped over. We're going to need to move it out this direction, I think. Not necessarily, actually. We might be able to just grab it here. So that would mean extending this guy out a bit, right? And looking at grabbing it somewhere down here. So I don't know what extension we need this to be at. We don't actually need this to grab. So we're going to have this be close, but not quite grabbing. So maybe like an extension of 1.5 meters or so. We can definitely see this angling is not ideal. And it looks like about 1 meter is what we want to be at for now. Okay, so we're going to want to angle this guy to be somewhere around minus 85 or so. That's maybe a bit far, actually. Minus 86. Okay. Then we can extend this guy down a little bit further. Not this far, but down to around 1.5. So somewhere around here, right? We just want this to be very, very close to be able to grab on when we undock. So then we're going to undock this. And in case there's any massive physics issues, I'm going to quick save, but there shouldn't be. If we have to chase this down with the shuttle, we can do that. But we'll undock here. And I want to extend this guy out. Are we too slow? We're too slow. Okay, that's moving quite quickly. Never mind on that then. We'll have to chase it down with the shuttle. Okay. So we'll open up this guy. And the Harmony module is kind of in the way right now. But we can clip in here. Grab this hinge and set this target angle to be 0. Okay. Next, what I want to grab is this guy. I want to extend this straight out. Okay. So that gets us our robot arm poking out through the Harmony module. It's very realistic. Extraordinarily so. Next, where is our target at? Okay, it helps if I recenter our view. Okay, and I want to have Bill EVA. I see that even after restarting the game, Bob and Valentina still have their lobotomies. Excellent. All hatches are obstructed. Can't exit. What? Okay, that's very strange. This thing's going to be swaying all around. But that is incredibly strange. Why would all hatches be obstructed here? Can we do it from here? Transfer crew, only Jebediah. Oh! These guys are in the hitchhiker storage container for some reason. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I don't know why they're there, but they are. We're going to move them back to the cockpit. They shouldn't be in the Harmony module. There we go. Apparently they just got automatically put in the Harmony module for reasons. So now Bill can EVA. We want to strut this on so that it's not swaying around. So we're going to grab a strut here, and I want to strut it from here to here. There we go. And we'll reboard. Next, I want to turn RCS on, and I want to head towards target here. Okay, we can see our velocity. Excellent. So we can just bring this right on in. There we go. And we can head in at somewhere around 0.3, 0.4 meters per second, even half a meter per second. For right now would probably be relatively fine. We can see we're a bit off on our overall vectoring, but that's nothing we can't fix easily enough. Okay, we have armed the arm, so that's good. So we just need this thing to be held out of the way, right? So that's going to end up meaning we're going to want to rotate this and fold it like forward, probably. But that should be a doable thing. I was really hoping to grab this with the Canadarm, but sadly, it moved a little too slowly. I was expecting the undock to be a little less force, but there's very little mass here. Very little mass indeed. So that does make sense. Okay, so these modules, we're going to have to, like, take them apart. So that's going to be interesting. Like I said, we might just rebuild them the way they're supposed to be. We just hold them here and then move the parts in inverse order. Hello, Buglight. Sure is wacky looking. But it's fine. So we're just going to head on in here. We can warp forward a bit and get ourselves significantly closer. I don't really care where we grab this thing, all things considered. We are going to need to adjust our heading here a little bit, though. There we go. And we just want to grab it. But it looks like we're going to grab it roughly in the center. That's fine. So we just need to catch this at this point. We can warp in a little bit closer here. There we go. And we're just going to grab this thing wherever we happen to grab it. Looks like around here. There we go. We got it. Phenomenal. So next we're going to set this as our target, and we need to turn around to our relative velocity. It doesn't really matter. Minus is probably closest. So we'll position here, and we'll kill this relative velocity. We also need to get this thing stowed a bit more out of the way. It is definitely going to be in the way. So let's just get positioned right over here, and let's kill this relative velocity. I'm going to do that mostly with the engines here, although that caused it to move a lot more than actually reduce our speed. Yeah, that's definitely not going well. Okay, we will control from here. This is probably the issue. Yeah, that was definitely the issue. We were still controlling from here. That's fine. So we'll get positioned in the actual correct direction here. That will be very helpful indeed. We're in a decent spot here, of course. So that's okay. And let's just bring this down ever so slightly. We're not really in position for this just yet. I'm going to turn us a little bit more aggressively here. There we go. That'll do for now. We'll put this on kill rot. And now we can have... Oh, these guys aren't showing up again. Okay. We can have Bill EVA, although he is back in the hitchhiker storage container. He very much likes to be in here. We're going to have him head back to the cockpit. That caused this to reinitialize. Fantastic. And Bill, let's have you EVA. Was everyone terrified? Okay, that's why everyone's terrified. Have you seen the look on Bill's face? That is terrifying. So we're going to remove this strut at this time. We'll put it back. But right now I want to stow this away. So that means that we are going to retract this arm. So we'll just bring that right on back down. And then I want to rotate this 180 degrees. There we go. And I want to open this alligator hinge to store this out of the way. Now this is going to wiggle around a lot, and that is to be expected. But I want to stow this at about a 90-degree angle here. And we'll just hold this a bit out of the way like this. Hopefully that is out of the way enough. So, actually we can retract that arm a little bit as well, it looks like. We've got a fair amount of space here. So how much do we want to retract this arm? Well, the answer to that is we want to retract it down to about here or so. That's about half retraction, so that seems okay. Now I want to strut this in place so that it's not going anywhere. There we go. So we'll just stabilize that like so. The next step here is to remove these struts. So strut 1, there's a second strut over here. And there's a third strut in here somewhere, I feel like. Yes, this guy. Come here, you. Phenomenal. Okay, so we got that out of there. Next up, we are going to pivot this guy over to a 90-degree angle. So we're going to move the Harmony module out of our cargo bay here. There we go. Phenomenal. And we can definitely extend this out so we have a little bit more room here. We don't need our lights on. Oh, they're toggled on here. Okay, now they're toggled off. Perfect. We can extend this out all the way over here. Perfect. And now Bill is going to EVA again, although he is now in this cockpit. I guess that's kind of okay. He can reach from here, so that should be fine. We're going to have this go from here up to here. We just want to stabilize that. Okay. Bill, you really probably shouldn't be in here. It's a little dangerous. So we're going to transfer you back over to the cockpit now. Beautiful. I don't think it took. No, it's not letting us actually move him. Okay, that's exciting. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on with Bill right now. He is still here. Noted. Hop back in. Transfer crew. Transfer to the cockpit. I've clicked on this a million times. It appears that the hitbox may be blocked by this. So I guess what we're going to have to do is we're just going to have to move him manually. Okay. Well, you can let go, Bill, and we're just going to float you right on over here. And we've still got these bug lights going on. That's fine. Okay. So we're going to put him on inside of the cockpit here. There we go. Cool. Well, this is definitely going to be a complicated set of events. No doubt about that. So we'll control from here. We need to target this docking port. So we need to point at the target. And we need to dock this thing up in approximately the right rotation, right? But we're rotationally symmetric. So as long as we have a zenith, nadir, fore, and aft port here, it should be absolutely fine. So no issue whatsoever there in theory. RCS will be on, and we're going to head in towards the target here. How far out are we? 57 meters? Okay. So we can head in fairly aggressively here. And we'll just have to line this up on the way in. We're going to go in at about 0.5 meters per second for now, but we're going to want to slow down as we approach. Okay, so that's 0.5 meters per second there. and I'm just adjusting our overall heading a little bit. So we're going to get the Harmony module docked up here, and then, of course, we're going to need to end up getting this split apart because we need to utilize the docking modules here. And then the PMA-3 ends up going in the nadir port, I believe. I'm double-checking that. PMA-3 goes in the nadir port, or actually the zenith port. The nadir port is left open. Okay, gotcha. That is fine. That is fine. So we just need to get this all brought in here. Cool. Out of curiosity, what is casting this light? I mean, we know it's a bug, but there's also a light out over here. I think it has to do with the docking ports and the grabbing arms, but I'm not 100% certain. Okay, so we are about 43 meters out. I think we're in a approximately correct orientation here. Approximately correct. However, I'd kind of like to control from here, set this as target, and we can point this at the target, right? So that's fine. But what I really want to do is I want to rotate the station here so that we are in line with one of these lines. That'll make it a lot easier to tell. So we're just going to rotate the station a little bit here to about here or so. I'm overshooting the roll, but we're bringing it back here. Okay. About here. Cool. Then we can come over this way, and we can see that we're going to need to match that roll, right? So that means that we bring this guy in to about here, matching up with the line. We're going to need to change our RCS a wee bit. There we go. And that should be approximately correct in terms of where we're bringing this in. So that should be absolutely fine there. The real question is, how are we going to go about doing this separation? That's going to be interesting. We do have this docking port here that we're going to be able to utilize. So that's fine. But yeah, separating the PMAs is going to be interesting. We could definitely just reassemble this one in its correct positioning. That's an option, and that's probably the easiest option, to be honest. Almost certainly that's the easiest option. So let's see how we're doing on our orientation here. No, this looks pretty much perfect on the orientation. I think we don't need to really do anything on that front. I think our orientation is looking quite good. So no real need to change anything there. Let's just bring this Harmony module right on in. And with the installation of the Harmony module, this is considered US core complete at this point, apparently. So that's great. We've, of course, got the Russian side over here, which has been complete for a while. But the superstructure over here has been being worked on by the shuttle for a while, so that does make sense. At this point, I'm going to start slowing down a little bit, taking this down to about 0.2 meters per second. We're very, very close here. Cool. Adjusting our heading just a wee bit here. Final check on orientation. Orientation looks good to me. I don't think there's a problem here. So that's phenomenal. Did Bill go back in here out of curiosity? No, he did not. Okay. So there's the Harmony module docked up. Phenomenal. At this point, we can have Bill, who is looking very, very evil indeed. We can have Bill transfer over to here. If we can get that to select. No, apparently we can't transfer crew at this moment. Maybe if we were to reload the game, but We don't appear to be able to do that. So, for the time being, I'm going to have Bill EVA here. And we want to strut this into position, right? So, Bill, you are going to let go. You're going to head out over this direction. Ideally, without hitting your head. That would be for the best. Unfortunately, that does not appear to be an option. And we want to head in over here, right? So I want to... Where are we? Okay. We're about here. Gotcha. I want to head in and grab this ladder. Phenomenal. Because what we need to do now, of course, is grab these struts, and we need to strut this together to get this fully installed. So if we can head in over here. There we go. This will be a little bit on the laggy side, because this station is somewhat complex at this point. No doubt about it. It is mildly complex. Okay, there's 2 struts. We're going to get a 3rd, and of course a 4th. So a 3rd goes here. Phenomenal. And then we're going to take that 4th strut. Perfect. This is all in the hitchhiker storage container as well. So these struts are stored on station. I'm now going to grab this strut. We are separating the strut that connects us to the Harmony module. Okay, at this point, I'm going to exit Kerbal construction mode, and we are going to... Actually, hang on a moment. What strut did I just take off? Because I thought I took off this one. What strut did I just take off? Okay, I don't know what strut I just removed. But it was not the one I thought it was. Also, what is this connected to? Let's just remove that one too. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, next what we want to do is we want to undock here, right? So we want to... Oh, we need to actually be in the station. That would help. We have a Kerbal on a ladder right now, but I want to undock here. There we go. And I want to set this guy as our target. Well, we need to withdraw this, right? So we need to pull this target extension back, and we need to put this away. So we need to fold this down. Actually, we might want to leave it here for now. Maybe. But I'm going to set this guy as our target, and I'm going to control from here, if we're not. We are. Okay, cool. At this point, we know that we're going to need to kill Rot, at any rate, and we need to separate this out. But Bill is here. So, Bill, I want you to grab this. Actually, kind of not this one, now that I think about it, but... I guess it's okay. What are we grabbed onto? We're grabbed onto this. Yeah, that makes it kind of awkward, but I think building this is going to be the easiest way to do it. Not necessarily the best way to do it, but the easiest. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn RCS on. We're going to head down over here. We just need to get the PMA module moved, right? So at this point, I want to grab this guy, and I'm going to put that inside of the hitchhiker storage container. I want to grab this guy if we can. Ooh, we can't Kerbal construct these parts? Good to know. Okay, so this plan is a bust then. That's not going to end up happening. Cool. So we'll have to grab this back out of here and attach it down here. And it slid on us, but that's to be expected. Okay. Next, we want to grab this guy and attach it right there. It'll slide on us too. But we can then use our move mode and our snap, in theory, and snap this into position, right? So it would be something kind of like that. It's a little elevated from where we want it to be. So we can then... Well, we're going to need to head into place mode and grab onto this ladder at this point. This will be the best way, I think. So we'll grab onto the ladder. And from here, in move mode, we're just replacing these. So I'm going to turn snapping off for the moment. And we're just going to put these guys like so. Okay. So now the question is, how are we going to get these detached and flipped around? We could simply eject this one and place this one. That is an option. Is it a good option? No. But do we have a choice? Is the question we need to ask. So we would end up ejecting this guy. Like so. Right? We would undock this. And we'll have to go after that. But for now, what we can do is we can then rotate this around. To be somewhere around... This is a very awkward position for this to be. But we can then angle this guy out to bring that about even. Oh, right, we're still strutted. We're going to need to have Bill EVA. We're going to need to unstrut this. So let's grab this strut right here. Place that in the cockpit for now. Then we'll board. And we're going to need to set this to some level of angle. Around a 45-degree angle looks okay. We're going to need to extend this back out. Okay. Something kind of like this. And then, Bill, I want you to re-strut this, because this thing is not going to be steady. So we'll strut it like so. And we'll board. Okay. Next, we need to set this guy as our target, and we need to control from here. RCS on. We know we need to go off to the right here. So we can go this direction. And we need to go back a little bit, looks like. So that would be from this directionality up, right? Okay, that's mildly awkward. Yeah, directionality is very strange right now. This is the up vector. Or actually, this is the down vector. Okay. But I can wrap my head around this. This is fine. So we're just going this way right now until we are in line here. Right? That's the goal. Doing a bit of adjustment here. Okay. Bringing that down. There we go. And we're now heading in towards this position. I'm a little concerned about the tail here. No doubt about that. I'm a little bit concerned about the tail. But this is fine for the moment. I'm keeping an eye on this structure down here. I'm going to fold up this Gigantor, although I don't think that's actually going to impact. But that's fine for the moment. So we're just going to dock this guy in here. No problem whatsoever. And then we're going to have to go get this. And we're going to have to hold that in a particular manner, right? So that this is docked correctly. We need to rotate here in this directionality so that we dock correctly. Okay, our angling is definitely imperfect here. Very imperfect. Just watching that angling. And trying to get it approximately docked up. Okay, we need to go... What direction is this? It's forward from this vector, but I think it's like down? No. It's right from this vector. Okay. There, we actually docked. Cool. So that's fine for now. Now we need to get Bill EVA'd, and we need to grab this. There we go. And we need to un-EVA Bill. And we need to release our grip here. Okay. Grab the shuttle. And we need to get out of here. So, Killrot, RCS, we need to go down. There we go. Cool. Now, I'm going to set this target angle to 0. We're trying to get some distance from the station right now, because we need to set this as our target. Cool. So, distance from the station is still quite important here. I want to control from here, if we're not. The station itself should be in Killrot. There we go. And we need to go after this guy. So, at this point, I want to control from here. And we want to point at target. But we're going to need to put this back into place, right? We need to lock this in place again. So we need to strut here, like so. Phenomenal. And now we can go after this. So I want to point at target. And we can see our directionality to target is definitely not correct. But I want to head up over this direction. And we're going to want to actually grab this from the other side here. So that's going to be exciting. And we're going to need to go... I just accidentally pressed space. I believe I may have armed our parachutes. No, I did not. Okay. Noted. So we need to be heading towards this target, right? So that needs to go this way. Okay. And we need to get on the other side of it because we need this docking port that's here right now. We need to actually have be the docking port that gets attached over here in the zenith port, which is this port here. So that's going to be the goal, but that's going to take a little bit of time. I'm just going to change our directionality of our velocity here. And for the moment, we just need to go after this thing. We do not want to grab it from this angle, but let's get in here. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to shoot past it. Okay. I want to move us backwards from our current vector, which is going to be this way. Because we want to miss this, right? Luckily, it's not causing any issues. Actually, this is not snapped into position. But we want to grab this from the side. So you can see here, we're turning away. This is looking good. And we want to grab it from this side over here, ideally. Or actually, do we want to grab it straight from the bottom? No, we don't. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay, so we're just letting this drift on by here for now. And we're going to want to start heading towards it pretty soon here. So we're going to start getting some velocity this way. But we do have a fair amount of, vertical velocity at this point that we're going to need to kill pretty soon. I'm going to set this one as our actual target. And I'm going to bring our velocity right on over here. Excellent. And we can see our velocity is basically gone at this point, so I'm going to bring us in towards the target. Perfect. And we're going to need maybe a little bit more downward velocity here, but it doesn't need to be huge. Cool. Overall, this is looking good. We don't really care about the rotational angle we grab this at. I just want to grab it around in the middle here. Okay, so now we're heading towards it. We might want to be slightly more down, but I think this is good. Yeah, I think this is good. Maybe ever so slightly down from here. Cool. And then we'll, of course, bring that back to the station as soon as we've grabbed it. But we are past time for a cut, and I'm going to do that as soon as we have grabbed this. Going a little bit further down here. Okay. This looks decent. Let's go. Warping in. Okay, now I'm going to put us on kill rot, and I want to rotate us over... No RCS, please. I'm going to rotate us over this way. Right about there or so. RCS can go back on. Okay. And I'm going to continue to rotate us over. Like so, in plane with it. Until it's grabbed. Okay. It should be grabbed any moment. There we go. This is a great angle to grab it at. I'm very pleased with that. So now we just need to take this back to the station, right? So that means that we need to put this in the Zenith port, which should be this one right here. And yes, that will be the Zenith port. Phenomenal. So that'll be fine. We now need to just head right on over to the target. However, like I said, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to get this thing placed into the Zenith port, and we are also going to move our P6 truss over to its final position. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.